is Madden NFL 22 on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Broncos and the Rams, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams. As always, with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and CD, our two quarterbacks in this one, both in new situations here in 2021. Teddy Bridgewater of the Broncos, Matthew Stafford of the Rams.
And Brandon, I think for most of us, change can be a little bit scary, a little bit unsettling, but I think for both of these guys, change is going to be a good thing. They get a fresh start, clear out some of the negative thoughts, just go out and play football again. New situations, new opportunities.
And we are underway from SoFi Stadium. Deontay Spencer on the return from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. So here are the Broncos backed up to start their initial drive. They'll be taken out by the product of the University of Louisville, the talented Teddy Bridgewater.
I've always loved Teddy Bridgewater. A lot of people have underrated him throughout his career. Remember, this is a guy who's battled back from a horrendous knee injury to find his way back as a starter in this league. More than capable right arm, tremendous leader. This guy knows how to make plays in the clutch.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, in every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
From the 17, Bridgewater. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Well, to me, there was no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A huge play there for Denver. Well, he's been doing this for a lot of years. The arm strength still there, and he showed it off on that one.
And what was amazing to me was the fact he was able to get as much on the ball as he did because he was on the run. Normally, when you're on the move like that, you don't expect the ball to go that far. You would think you need your lower body to be involved. That was an all-arm throw.
And that one, and even 60 yards in the air. Wow. Now Gordon on 1st down. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Bridgewater to throw it. Looking deep downfield. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Well, I've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. The kick by McManus is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
After splitting the uprights, McManus to kick it away. The return is Brandon Powell. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So now the Rams will get their first opportunity with the football. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football, from understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the air now with Stafford. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Stafford. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup, and on this play, he finds it for the 1st down.
Two 1st downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Bradley Chubb came in and got him.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Stafford now to throw. It's caught by OBJ. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. Now a give. Akers running left. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this score will stay right where it is. It's not too often you see a holder putting that football down right on the midfield stripe. 60 yards, Charles, but a little bit too much to bite off there.
Yeah, it's good to show confidence in your kicker. That might have been just a little bit too much. Now, I'll guarantee you, as you just noted, putting it down on the midfield stripe, the holder's thinking to himself, that's a long way. Probably not as confident as well.
Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. They'll run on 1st down. Gordon, and he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down. Throwing, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. A pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
On 4th down, Sam Martin is on to punt for the Broncos. And look at this, it's a fake. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. They fake the punt, it doesn't work out, and the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their 2nd drive of the game. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They'll try the jet sweep. Stafford pops it forward. He had a great, strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on it before he could get much out of it.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far and brings up 3rd down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Denver has Deontay Spencer deep to return. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Bridgewater now. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line.
Let's go. Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the handoff comes to Gordon. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Gordon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Here's Bridgewater. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up the 4th down.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that 1st down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. Back deep, Brandon Powell. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield, incomplete.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
56, the mic, boys, 56, chat 56.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford. They'll set up the screen here to Akers. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So they will tread backward on the holding penalty.
And I know that they're going to get coached up and they'll get yelled at a little bit, but let's face it, it is hard not to do at the speed and pace that they play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Able to shake him off. He completes it to Beckham. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Stafford. Over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-body tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches want them to catch the football first.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
I think think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Aaron Browning came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Meanwhile, Stafford's throw complete there to Beckham. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
And Gay knocks this one through, and that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
So far, 3-3 now as the kick is away. Out of the end zone comes Spencer. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Well, the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Bridgewater. This is the tight end Fant. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Working with a 2nd and 4. They run it here with Gordon. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Gordon. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is really fooling around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now they run from the gun with Gordon. Fights him off. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Partner, we've seen Melvin Gordon do it a variety of ways running the football. How about that last run? Had a little shake and bake to it there, didn't he?
He did.
Kind of reminded me of when he was at Wisconsin and what he did in Nebraska. His last year there, 408 yards in a single game. At that time, that's the NCAA rushing record, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then a week later, Samaje Perine broke his record with 427 yards against Kansas. A first down throw for Bridgewater. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing is Bridgewater. That's complete. Okui-Bunam. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
First down, Bridgewater. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
When the hitch route is run really well, that jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space, all you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage, and that's exactly what he got done there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the pistol, they run with Gordon. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run supported. I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Gordon. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Well, the first 2 drives only yielded 3 points. They might be thinking it's time to make something happen. Push the ball downfield and try and gain some points that way. Unfortunately, incomplete.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And McManus able to put it through. And They will take the lead here in this battle of field goals at 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
So all field goals so far, 6-3 our score as the kick is away. And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. LA set to take over again on offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
56.
On first down, they'll start out with Akers. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You put a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Stafford. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
The Rams on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. Out of the gun, Stafford. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. Now Cortland Sutton and the rest of the offense getting ready for their next drive. He's doing what he's capable of, having a solid game. Not the most amazing game. He's not over 100 yards, but a good game so far.
And you just know that mentally, he feels like he's one catch away from turning it into a great game and starting on that road. And the defenders are well aware of that, too. They've got to figure out a way to not let that escalate. Keep him right in this zone here and call it a day, because otherwise, he can really decimate them.
Better believe they are well aware of his playmaking ability. The throw down the field, caught by his running back. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Yeah, big play there. When you have a running back that you can use like a wide receiver, when he has that kind of versatility, you do as they did there. Get him out of the backfield and give those defensive backs something else to worry about.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
That catch good for 5. It's third down. Bridgewater to throw it.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off at the 33.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Get a look at this offense led by Cooper Kupp as they make their way back onto the field. Hasn't had his best day to this point here in the second quarter, and they're losing. You got to think, though, that also means that maybe the defense doing a good job on him. There's two sides to that coin.
I would agree, so you have to give them credit, but that means you've got to find a way to beat that defense and make sure one of your top playmakers touches the football and has an impact on the game. Change formations, change where he lines up, put him in motion, anything possible to shake him free.
Maybe that greater impact comes here on this drive. After the interception, here's Stafford. It's caught. Beckham. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the 50, Stafford. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
56, the mic, boys, 56. Check them out.
Here's Stafford. Throw left side, complete to Kupp. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
How about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Open man right side is Kupp, complete. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. To throw again on 2nd down. Stafford. It's caught by OBJ. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. From the red zone now, Stafford. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Odell Beckham as the first half is winding down. And the Rams are going to jump back in front. That could be an important swing right there. Touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Extra point by Gain is up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. To return it, here's Deontay Spencer. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive, as they'll take over with just 13 seconds to go before the break. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. On the stop was Aaron Donald. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First order of business, though. Let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Denver. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Rams, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half gets started. Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Stafford. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
4 yards remain for 2nd down.
Here we go. Play 56, Mike, 56.
Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. Back to throw, Stafford. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Draymond Jones. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards.
There's a little bit of defense right there. Nickel set, 5 defensive backs. They just snuffed out every route that was going. Quarterback never got rid of the football.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Third and 20, and no surprise the defense in the dime. Stafford now to throw. Going up top for Kupp. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. A big play that time through the air. 36 yards.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the 3rd quarter. Another big play right there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Stafford.
He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the 1st down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can call just about what you want.
Here's Stafford. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
Always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get them.
And he's got it. That's Kupp for a Ram touchdown. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Rams take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. On on the return is Spencer. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Here's Bridgewater. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And he gets it here to right around the 24 before he's out of bounds.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On 2nd down, it's Gordon, and he's able to get up here to the 26.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing, Bridgewater. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
I feel for some of these guys nowadays because it is so tough to be able to run with these tight ends. Their speed, their elusiveness, especially when they run across the field, because you're not just running with him, you're trying to run through some traffic as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, Bridgewater. That's complete, Okuegbunam. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. They go play action. Bridgewater. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. This is Gordon. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Bridgewater. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton there to make the grab. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range, but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
And he's not going to get in as a try for 2 comes up empty. So they will be unable to cut this to a field goal as the differential remains 5. The touchdown. Here's McManus now to kick it away.
Powell now to take it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Matthew Stafford and the rest of the Rams offense set to take over once more.
And the numbers for the last drive, and he was perfect, which maybe isn't surprising because he has not missed a pass in this game yet.
And it lets you know just how precise things have to be for a quarterback to be perfect, because that means the line's blocking really well. No one's dropping any of the passes thrown to them, and the quarterback is accurate. It's almost like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter or a perfect game, isn't it? He's the principal guy, but he needs a lot of help.
Time to find out if he can keep that perfect game going here, partner. On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll get this one to Cobb, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. His throw incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
3rd quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Stafford. He finds his target, Beckham. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do, because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Throwing again is Stafford. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10, Broncos from deep in their own territory.
Denver's offense ready to go again.
Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll try and get the ground game going. Here's Gordon. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2nd and 8 coming up.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
To throw, Bridgewater. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
One of my old teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. And in this case, he picks up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater.
That's going to be caught by Judy.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Bridgewater's throw into the hands of Fan.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Five yards remain on second down.
They'll keep it on the ground. Gordon, nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Incomplete. The other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Got a man. It's Judy, complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Gordon. And he'll get this down only to the 18. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6.
It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Bridgewater to throw it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
And they'll try for it here on 4th. Bridgewater and company stay out there. Desperation time, 4th down, Bridgewater. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And with the scoreboard against them here in the 4th quarter, this was definitely 4-down territory. Really nice job there finding a way to get open, and a really nice throw. That sets them up with 1st and goal.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Gordon. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing out 2nd down.
Definitely not how you want to start things on 1st down, and you don't want to panic. A field goal could get you closer, but you have to think to yourself, we even get another shot. At this point, to me, the thinking has to be touchdown or bust.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time. Bridgewater. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
down near the goal line, things really get physical. You're always anticipating a running play, but when they do throw it, things happen quickly. A little bit of a bang-bang play there that falls incomplete.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. To throw is Bridgewater. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. They go for it on 4th and goal, but then lines up incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Well, they were 2 for 3 on 4th down tries. Now they're unsuccessful. That brings them down to 50%.
But that's a percentage you have to feel pretty good about. You know, 2 for 4, 2 for 3 before that, but finally get stopped again. That's okay. That's the type of team that'll keep pressing. In this situation, they'll continue to go for it.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he'll go down for a loss inside his own 5 at the 4. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Yeah, they're going to try to eat some clock with Michelle. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try and move forward.
And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. 4th down now.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Here's Johnny Hacker now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Now Bridgewater. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for them there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. 1st down, Bridgewater. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy, but it'll be 2nd down.
You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. Well, for whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics are off a little bit, exactly what you described. Footwork, that led to the incompletion.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 38-yard line. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. And 2 big plays, one after the other. Now all of a sudden, they're on the march.
Got to feel good about what they've just gotten done, and now feel really good about what's in front of them.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Here's Bridgewater. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now a handoff. This is Gordon. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. An incompletion, now a short pickup. That's not going to do it.
Yeah, you got to get to the line of scrimmage quickly, get set up, and aim downfield.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now Bridgewater. That's checked down to Gordon. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Bridgewater. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll go again here with Akers. And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And he's going to come up well shy of the 1st here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
Here's Johnny Hacker now. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So now Bridgewater and the Broncos down by 5, 34 seconds to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10. Bridgewater to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield.
He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Bridgewater's throw will into the hands of the receiver, Judy.
Going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.